Have you ever been so knocked down by life, so weak and overwhelmed, that you felt you couldn't get back up? What if, in that exact moment, a hand reached down to touch you? Not to pull you up, but just to make contact, to let you know you weren't alone. This isn't just a hypothetical question. It's a real historical event, a moment of supernatural intimacy that changed the course of prophecy forever. Today, we're stepping into one of the most personal and powerful moments in the Bible. It's found in Daniel chapter 10, right after an old prophet was completely undone by a vision of God's glory. To set the scene, Daniel had been praying and fasting for 21 days, seeking understanding. Suddenly, a heavenly being appeared before him, a figure so glorious and terrifying that Daniel's strength completely drained from his body. He fell face down on the ground, into a deep sleep, as if dead. But this wasn't the end of the encounter. It was the beginning of a divine commissioning. Then, it happens. A hand touched me. Imagine this. It's not a violent shove or a forceful pull. It's a deliberate, personal touch. It doesn't heal him instantly or erase his fear, but it awakens him to a new reality. The scripture says this touch set me trembling on my hands and knees. He's not standing strong. He's shaking, weak, in a posture of both complete awe and utter dependence. He is a man totally undone, yet being held together by a single point of divine contact. And then a voice speaks. The first thing it says is Daniel's name. Daniel, you who are highly esteemed, ... double quotes. Think about that. In his weakest, most terrified state, trembling on the ground, the first thing he hears is a declaration of his incredible value. He is seen, known, and cherished by heaven. Then the instruction comes. Consider carefully the words I am about to speak to you. This isn't a casual chat. This is a moment of supreme importance, a command to focus his entire being on what comes next. Then comes the call to action. Stand up, ... This is a command of empowerment. God isn't content to leave Daniel on his knees in fear. He calls him to a posture of readiness, of authority, of purpose. And finally, the reason for it all is revealed. For I have now been sent to you. This is the answer to his 21 days of prayer. This entire, terrifying, beautiful encounter is a direct response from God. And what does Daniel do? The Bible simply says, "And when he said this to me, I stood up." Simple, powerful obedience. So what does this mean for us? First, God's touch often awakens us to our purpose. He doesn't just leave us in our weakness. He meets us there, touches us, and brings us back into the mission he has for us. Second, affirmation precedes the assignment. Before Daniel could receive the heavy prophetic message that was coming, he had to be reminded of who he was in God, eyes highly esteemed. Our security in God's love is the absolute foundation for our strength and our calling. So when you feel weak, when you're on your knees before God, listen for his voice. He may be touching you, affirming you, and telling you to stand up for the very thing you've been praying for. The touch of God is not just to comfort us, but to commission us. He finds us on our knees, affirms our value, and calls us to stand up in his strength. The same God who touched Daniel and called him to stand is ready to lift you up today. Now, Daniel stood up to receive a massive prophecy about the future of kings and kingdoms. In our next videos, we'll dive into that incredible message. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Thank you for watching.